What's going on, everybody? Happy day 2 of National American Craft Beer Week. How's everybody doing? Who's ready for a beer? I'm ready for a beer. Man. One of those days, people. It's one of those days. Up, 4 o'clock, people. Let's do this. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday to all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we got one from all the way back over in New York. We got a new brewery to talk about this afternoon. I don't think I've ever done a review for this brewery before, but I'm excited to check these guys out because I think I've had maybe like 1 or 2 beers from this brewery before. But today, we're going to be looking at some Vivid Glow from Common Roots Brewing Company over in, where are they at? I know they're in New York, but I got to refresh my memory. They are in, give me a sec, come on, South Glens Falls, New York. So, but before we get into that, I want to talk about the brewery. Actually, I want to crack this guy open and kind of pour it first before I talk about the brewery, because I'm really craving a beer today. I don't know why. But let's crack this guy open and see what we get on the smell. Who knows, I might get some, because this is a double IPA brewed with, what was it again? Oh, there's a good, okay, so where you are. Where'd you go? Okay, there you are. So this is a double IPA brewed with Mosaic, Citra, Simcoe, and Columbus hops, which I've never had. I don't think I've had anything with Columbus hops in there before, so I'm excited to see how that kind of makes it. But with the kind of the Mosaic, Citra, and the Simcoe thing, I'm expecting like really nice citrusy flavors coming through with a nice pine forward situation. And the Simcoe, I'm hoping to get like some like stone fruits, maybe a little bit like a peach, passion fruit kind of stuff going on. But I'm excited for this one. I don't know. I'm just craving a beer today. I feel like it's just really needed. So let's crack this guy open. See what we get on the smell with this one. Oh yeah. Very, very like tangerine. Kind of like tangerine kind of nectarine-y on the smell. Not as citrusy on the smell as I thought it would be. but definitely have like strong like tangerine notes going on there. Definitely here. See, there's a little bit of citrus. I'm getting like that kind of like bitter citrus notes going on the nose. Nice hoppiness. Yeah, let's see how this guy pours. Drink it out of my Black Horizon Brewing Company pint glass. Let's see how hazy this guy is. Oh yeah, it has a nice amount of haze to it. More of like a golden color haze, I would say. Not to the point where it's like orange juice. But yeah, look at that. Kind of has like that dark kind of peach kind of colors to it, like a peach, like tangerine color. Nice little white head going on there. Definitely still getting some nice citrus notes coming through, but definitely getting like a peach tangerine kind of note on the nose as well. Yeah, this smells delicious, so let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. Bright on the peach flavors, bright on like kind of like a tangerine kind of notes. Definitely getting maybe like a little bit of a passion fruit in there. Very, very nice citrus kind of. To me, it's like a grapefruit citrusiness in there. But there's some kind of like floral, like kind of refreshing walking through a field kind of flavor in there as well. Where it's not piney. It's almost kind of like grassy in a situation. To where it's like, oh, maybe there was like a lemongrass kind of used in this. But definitely adds that like kind of very, very interesting like different florally note that is not similar to like a hoppy floral kind of situation. But overall, yeah, this is nice. I like it. You can definitely tell this guy is an 8% because you kind of get that a little bit of that hoppy bite coming forward, that mixing in with the kind of more sunshine and walking through an open field kind of flavor as well. That's the only way I can really describe it. It's because it's juicy, it's refreshing. That has like an oil, like a mixture between like an oily and juicy mouthfeel. But before we talk about a little bit more about this beer a little bit, let's talk about the brewery itself. So Common Roots, they have like a nice little story. So while the idea of opening a microbrewery originated in 2005 when the two owners brewed their first beer together, the concept of brewing and enjoying delicious beer is rooted in our family history. It's a huge part of our family traditions and heritage to be traced all the way back to the old world. It was through honoring our family's roots as well as our love of craft beer that Common Roots Brewery was born. Our beer intermix old world traditions and new world inspirations. Since opening our tap room doors the first time in December of 2014, we have produced a variety of beer styles that we feel will appeal to any craft beer consumer. So they have a little bit of a kind of like another thing that happened right here where it's on March 25th, 2019, the original brewery suffered a devastating fire. The fire was ruled accidental and thankfully no one was injured. Sadly, our beloved building could not be saved and the complete demolition was determined to be the best path forward. Within hours of the fire, our community rallied behind us and held countless events to support our employees and the rebuilding effort. Our friends in the brewing industry offered up the extra brewing space to keep our beer flowing until we can resume our own brewing operations again. To keep our company intact, we found a temporary space near the original brewery. Within weeks, we were open and brewing small batch beers and serving customers in the temporary space. So over the next year and a half, they designed and constructed a new facility on the site of the original building. In June 2020, we moved into our new space. The original brewery and tap room were more energy and production efficient. The expanded new tap room and beer garden were designed to enhance the total craft brewery experience for all consumers. And new space boasts a full service restaurant and a special event room and expanded beer garden. So, unfortunately, they kind of went through a situation to where there was a fire at the original brewery, but luckily the community helped them out and they were able to get a temporary space to kind of still be able to create small batches of beer, which I really like seeing communities come together like that and kind of help each other out is awesome. Absolutely love that. So I can definitely see them when they say they're talking about being traced back to the old days. And of course, having a beer that uses Columbus hops. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or not, but I'm guessing like a Columbus hops is more of like an old school kind of of hops that's used. I've never really seen many IPAs using that kind of hops, but I'm definitely thinking that's where it's getting this kind of like grassy, kind of open field sunshine kind of flavors in there as well. But yeah, this stuff's pretty nice. I'm liking it. It's definitely more of like that, I think that grassy kind of flavor is coming in a good amount, I would say. It's not too overly powerful. You're still getting like those strong flavors of like peach, passion fruit, getting like kind of like a tangerine, grapefruity note in there as well. But let's see what the actual profile is one. So the brewer's dosed this dangerously drinkable juice bomb with Mosaic, Citra, Simcoe, and Columbus hops. Vivid flavor, nectarous flavors of drippy ripe stone fruit and tangy tangelos shimmer on the palate like straight up peach juice, leaving behind flares of mandarin, apricot, and just a twinkle of green grass. Yeah, so that's... I'm really curious. I'm thinking that Columbus is where that kind of green grassy kind of flavor is coming from, because that's what it reminds me of. It's like citrus, sunshine, walking through a field, like a grassy open field, and just that's what the embodiment of this beer tastes like, and it actually works really, really well. Maybe the grassy note's coming in a little bit too... I mean, it's good when that grassy note in there, but to me, it may be a little bit more predominant than I would like it to be. I mean, it's definitely a different flavor that I've had in a double IPA, so that's what I'm enjoying about it. And I really like those strong notes of peach, passion fruit, all that kind of stuff I'm getting in there. I think the apricot might be adding like a little extra funk to it that helps it out with it being like an 8%, so that's nice. So let's see what people are saying about this one on Untappd. So like I said before, 8% ABV, which, yeah, for a double IPA, that's around that average kind of area of an ABV, I would say, between 7.5, 8, 8.5, around there for a double. But with having over 1,026 ratings, this beer has an average rating of 3.99 out of 5 on Untappd, which is pretty good. Pretty good, almost a 4 out of 5. So let's see what people are saying about this one. Got a 4.5 out of 5. Got a full 5 out of 5. 3.75, 4. 4.5 saying very drinkable double IPA. Gonna need more of these. 4 out of 5. Let's see. 4.25, 4.25, 4.25, 4.25, 4.5, 4.25, 3.75. 3.5. Yeah, so pretty good ratings on this one, I would definitely say. Let's see. Completely almost lost my train of thought here for a second. Wow. But yeah, it's solid. It's definitely that grassy note, I think, which is coming from that Columbus hops. Don't get me wrong, don't quote me on this. I'm not like an expert, I guess you could say. I just really like craft beer, but I recognize the flavors from the Simcoe, the Mosaic, the Citra in there, bringing in a lot of recognizable flavors, but definitely a very interesting flavor that I'm getting from that Columbus, which I think is that grassy note, which I like, but I maybe would have liked a little bit less of it to bring out more of the other hop notes, where it comes with like the maybe a little bit more kind of grapefruit, pineapple-y citrus from the Citra, maybe with the Mosaic, bringing a little bit more of that foresty pininess along with it. But overall, it balances pretty damn well. I'm really enjoying this one. Definitely a really, really juicy one. I wouldn't say it's pillowy on the mouthfeel, but definitely is like a nice mixture of like juicy / oily mouthfeel. But let's start looking at the ratings here on this one. So let me pour the rest of it in the glass. Actually, let's check and see if there's any sediment on the bottom. I'm curious. Nope, not really much. Not any sediment really at all. I'll probably check back before we get out of here. But yeah, can art. Yeah, very clean. Kind of has like that woodsy kind of finish. I don't know if the camera's going to show it, but you can see like on the bottom there's kind of like a wood grainy kind of look to it. Has that nice kind of like going from like gold, orange, yellow to kind of like red kind of situation on the front, kind of the changing colors with like red on top, orange, yellow, and then kind of going to like a silver, and then doing the opposite on the vivid glow on the glow part, which I think is really nice. And their Common Roots logo that's top notch in my opinion. That's really cool. kind of, because they're a brewery that sticks to kind of staying with family roots and kind of bringing those old family styles of beer, like the old world styles, and kind of innovating them into a new way. So that's really cool. But yeah, very, very nice label. Definitely, I think with this woodsy kind of look, it would definitely be something that would catch my attention at a liquor store or a bottle shop, just because of, like, you don't really have many labels that kind of show the texture of, like, well, it's not really texture, but it looks like it's textured, where it's like you can see the lines of a grain of wood kind of situation on the label, which I really like. So I'd give this a solid, like, 4.25 out of 5 for can art for me. Really like the colors they used. Really like just the simplicity of it. Didn't really take up too much well, they definitely didn't leave a lot of real estate just to be blank. I know sometimes on the corners right there they could have put something in there, but on the outsides they kind of give the description of the beer, which is nice, and then they do all like another logo, State of New York, and then the warnings and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean, from the government warnings. But yeah, very nice label. But let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Common Roots, would I get another one? Yeah, I probably would. It's nice. It's definitely something I can imagine just sitting outside on a sunny day and drinking one of these. It's really refreshing. Grassy note gives a nice kind of, pretty much like I said before, the feeling of you're out in an open field with the sun in your face, wind blowing, kind of dandelions going everywhere. It's just the Midwest open field kind of vibe, which it is what it gives me, which I like. But it's overall really, really solid. So yeah, I'd definitely get another one of these. But what is my final rating on this one going to be? Flavors are nice. Like I said, I would have liked to maybe have that little bit of grassiness kind of toned down just a tiny bit and let those other flavors from like the Simcoe and the Mosaic and the Citra come through a little bit more. Bring more of like a kind of like more citrus balanciness, maybe like a little bit more of a malty sweetness. Add in there to kind of, because you don't want to get it like acidic kind of tasting at all, which it's not getting to that point of like with it being given that like acidic feeling in your mouth where it's like, I don't know, can like cause acid reflux or anything, but it, to me, I don't know just if it's just me, but it kind of is almost to that point to where it's like the citric, like the florally kind of acidity that's coming through. It's not an acidity from the citrus, I don't think, but there's definitely some kind of other acidity happening there, but it's not to the point where it's like one I've had before to where it's just too much. But yeah, this is, it's balanced, definitely pretty balanced. I like that, definitely. But like I said before, I would have liked to have maybe a little bit less of that grassy note coming in there and more of just like the other natural flavors from the other hops used in there kind of come out a little bit more. But overall, really, really solid. What is my final rating on this one going to be? I'd give this a solid like 7.5, between 7.5 to 7.75. Would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a nice, like, juicy IPA. If you're into a more floral IPA, this might be one for you as well. And also, the haze bomb in this one is real. This is definitely a hazy boy, which I really, really enjoy. If you can't see through it, there's no sediment on the bottom. Really clean. And delicious. Definitely, definitely delicious. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So, other than that, if you want to check out some stuff from Common Roots, if you're in the area, I know, let's look over here. I know they show where their stuff gets distributed a little bit, so I can give you kind of an idea with that. So give me a sec here. Come on, internet. Let's go down to the bottom, because I know that's where they show their distribution a little bit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go. So, they are pretty wide available between the East Coast. They can see them. You can get them within like Connecticut, New York, Maine, Massachusetts. I think getting over to Maryland right there. Some spots in, I think, Pennsylvania, more on like the eastern side of Pennsylvania. So yeah, you can probably find them a lot of places. You can find them all over New York when it comes to, if like more on like the west side of New York, you can find them via like TJ Sheehan distribution. So if you have any liquor stores out there that use them as distributors, you can pick up stuff from Common Roots that way. or more of like central New York, they use Tri-Valley Beverage, and let's see, up towards like getting towards upstate New York, they have Craft New York, and then also Craft Connecticut, and then what is that? And going towards like the Long Island area, they use Union Beer. I think that's what it says. Union. Yeah, I can't even freaking read that. But yeah, so they're pretty widely available when it comes to stuff being out there on the East Coast. So if you're out there and want to get a hold of some Common Roots stuff, that would definitely be a good way to do it. Just ask your liquor store if they distribute through one of these distributors. The website to Common Roots is down in the description below if you want to kind of get those distributors in your head, so you can kind of ask your local liquor store, or you can also find them on Tavour, which they come up pretty often on Tavour, so you can always find them on there. But okay, now that we're doing this, since they opened a restaurant with the new location, I want to see what's on their menu, because usually breweries with a menu, when it comes to food, they do some pretty interesting stuff. So let's see. Go from snackables. Let's see. Of course, they have the Bavarian pretzels. They got poutine over there. That sounds awesome. So then, of course, they have like I don't know if that's a brick oven pizza, but they have an open hearth pizza oven and stuff. So they different kinds of pizzas. So you get like different appetizers and salads, and of course you can get some pizzas there, which they have some nice different varieties of pizza. They have a chicken parm pizza, which sounds awesome. A buffalo chicken. Yeah, that just sounds delicious. Would definitely enjoy having a pizza over there with one of these brews. I think maybe that having like let's see, looking at I know they have the margarita. I feel like a margarita would actually go good with this one, because you have like the basil and situations, and maybe like the acidity from the tomato sauce would kind of balance out. I don't think it would kind of make like an extra element of sweetness with this, if it's like depending on the tomatoes they're using. It would kind of balance out the grassy kind of ness with this one. So maybe the margarita would be a good one. I feel like the cheese would kind of add a little different element along with the basil. So yeah, I can see this one pairing with a nice margarita pizza, to be honest. But at the end of the day, yeah, really cool menu, really cool tap house. I really like how this brewery looks, just because it looks very modern, has a bunch of outdoor seating for the beer garden, and it's just really, really cool. Let's see if I can see any other pictures. Yeah, has like a deck area. You can see some silos when you're sitting on the beer garden. So yeah, it's a nice little environment over there. I really like that. I really, really like that. And I'm trying to go on the main page and see if I can see what the inside looks like a little bit. But also you can go on their website and see, let's see what they have on their shop. So of course you can do beer and food to go, which if you want to do that they have merch. What's this? Okay, so a private group virtual tasting. That's really cool. So if you want to do like a virtual tasting with like a party or group or anything with what's going on with COVID and everything, they give you a tasting kit, includes a selection of Common Roots beers, coordinated food pairings, and a 1-hour Zoom tasting session. So you would be on a Zoom call with somebody from the brewery and actually just sit down from somebody that works at the brewery and be able to do like a nice hour-long kind of tasting thing, which I think would be really, really cool. They'd probably give you a really good variety of different kind of beers to taste. But let's see what they have for merchandise. I want to see what they have for like some nice shirts. Shirts are nice. Let's see. Do they have glassware? Let's see. They actually have running shorts too, which is interesting. They have like full track suits and everything too. Jesus, can't talk today. But what else do they got? They have gift cards, keg requests, and let's see. What's this? A custom case. So build your own case. So each case comes with 6 4-packs of mix and match beer. So let's see. What are the... I'm curious of what the shipping method is. So this page is shipping only. To order beer for tap room pickup, click here. Shipped beer is only available by case. We only ship beer within the state of New York at this time. So if you're in New York, you can actually get this stuff delivered to you, which is really nice. And then valid ID is required. Time delivery, that's pretty much always like that when it comes to alcohol getting shipped to you. But yeah, really cool stuff on their website. I'd recommend everybody go take a look at this. If you're in the state of New York and want to try out some different beers from Common Roots, and if you can't find them from a liquor store, you're luckily in a situation to where you can get stuff shipped to you from them. So keep that in mind as well. Nice little variety of IPAs and all that kind of stuff, different lagers, dark beers, stouts, you name it. But yeah, really, really cool. But guys, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you again, everybody in chat, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit that like button on your way out. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel, this is the first video you're watching, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my stuff. And if you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. We'll let you know whenever I go live doing another review. But yeah, and if you want to hit me up on Untapped, I want to see what other people are drinking as well. So make sure to get Untapped, make an account, shoot me a friend request. My link to my profile is down in the description below. And yeah, let's just have fun in there. Untapped is a really fun time. That app has so many different varieties of things you can do when it comes to finding local spots, having different discount codes when it comes to like different beer subscription services that are available, like Tavour, because that's how I found Tavour, was through Untapped. And then when it comes to different states having like their own, like I know there's a Colorado beer subscription service that they promote on there, but yeah, Untapped has their own glassware. Like you can get some of this like similar stuff of glassware that I own on there, because they have like they're pretty much like their variety pack when it comes to glasses you can buy, and it's relatively good price. They have so many different like discount codes and stuff that comes up from different like beer related products that are really cool. So highly recommend getting on Untapped. Highly, highly recommend it. But other than that, that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to say it like I always say it. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody. Happy day 2 of American Craft Beer Week. I'll see you all tomorrow.